A very good morning to you. The words we're hearing when it comes to describing the late Andrew Mlangeni, ethical, humble, someone with a passion for life, just to name a few. How will you remember him? General Holomisa, are you there? Right, we seem to be having a problem with that line to General Holomisa, and let's just cross our fingers that we do try and get him back and it'll work the next time. Well, in a moment, we'll continue with some reaction more on the passing of ANC struggle icon, the giant, Andrew Mlangeni.
Great news, South Africa. You can still grab the bull by the horns and get your Isuzu Bakkie or truck and only pay in 2021.
Clientele is there every step of the way to help you prepare for the future and the now.
I've been let down by insurance companies before, but my experience with the clientele was amazing.
It's a blessing to have clientele on my side.
Clientele is a name I trust.
We know you'll always be there for your family.
Clientele will always be there for you.
In the future and in the now.
WhatsApp TRUST to 063 000 0510 and we'll call you back.
Federal agents, stay where you are. I'm sorry. You did what you had to do. For the greater good?
Hello again. All right, we'll try one more time now to chat to UDM leader Bantu Holomisa about his reflections, his memories of the late Andrew Mlangeni. General Holomisa, very good morning to you once again. And yes, I just would like to know, of all the descriptions we've heard of Andrew Mlangeni this morning, what are your memories of him?
The first time I met Mr. Mlangeni was in 1989. After his release, he, together with Tata Sisulu and others, visited Umtata, and we had a big rally at Independence Stadium then. Mr. Mlangeni, I met him in a number of occasions, but one of the big meeting I attended with him was when Mr. Mandela, O.R. Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Tatumkwai, Kathy, Governor Mbeki, Msoleti, and Omre Mhlaba, and O.R. Tambo. They were in Umtata in 1990. They asked us, that is myself, General Mtanzima, and General Mkweli, to analyze the situation of the so-called black-on-black violence. What should be done? I was so impressed with the way, the line of questioning, which came from each of them. But at the end, they all nodded on what we were presenting to them and what should be done. Mr. Mlangeni, yes, a golfer of note, very humble person. Recently, I think last month, I went to his house during his birthday, and I was surprised that he was still one of the stalwarts who lives in Soweto. I thought he had migrated to the leafy suburbs. And how so...
General Holomisa, the other sort of memory that is being shared of him is that he has stayed the same person throughout all of this time, despite the struggles, despite being hailed as a hero as well. And I just want to know just your experience of him, knowing him in those early days, knowing him as late as celebrating his 95th birthday in June as well. Does that hold true for you? Was he the same person, the same qualities, the same strength throughout all of these years?
I fully agree with those who say so, and I have experienced that. Even when we play golf together, if he beats us, we always joke and say, we think that you were not in jail, you were kept somewhere in Cape Town. Why are you playing golf so well? So he would crack jokes. So he was a humble person, really. Those who have described him like that, they are quite correct.
And we often have to think back on the caliber of our struggle stalwarts. We're often reminded of just the quality of men and women that they were, and will remain in our memories as well. And now we're hoping that this light or this torch will be passed on to the next generation or this generation of leaders. But do you think we'll ever see the caliber of the likes of the Andrew Mlangenis of this world, General Holomisa?
Well, we cannot vouch that we would never have a person like him in South Africa, but the truth of the matter is that there's a big challenge. It is unfortunate that Mr. Mlangeni was one of the few in the people who went to jail who kept on reminding us about the need to deliver services and also fighting corruption. I remember during Suma's time as a president of this country, he did not mince his words about the need to deal with corruption. And if the present generation is busy stealing even the money of the COVID-19, God help us in this country.
General Holomisa, you obviously have spent a lot of time on the golf course, as you say, with Andrew Mlangeni. And we know a lot gets said on the golf course that, is kind of off the record. Had Andrew Mlangeni had any regrets? Did he express any regrets to you in that time of just his life and what had happened or what hadn't happened in that time? General Holomisa, you still with us?
In a sense that the service delivery on the ground is not there, and what I like about him, he didn't care which party you come from. He spoke his mind, and on a number of issues we had agreed, because fortunately I happen to know the original agenda in this country and what should be done, why the power was transferred to or given to the black people. And now they are disgracing us.
General Holomisa, it's very sad that we will be unable to pay tribute in the way we should be for Andrew Mlangeni because of restrictions at the moment. He won't get the send-off that he so very deserves at this point. But how should we, all South Africans, regardless of our age, whether whether those who knew of him, whether they even know who Andrew Mlangeni is, how should we pay tribute to him in our own way at this time?
I think we should just individually, first of all, send a message to the family and in particular his son, Silo. And I'm sure that people like Mlangeni should always be in our mind, whether we decide to establish a foundation or do something on behalf of Mr. Mlangeni to donate to the needy, because he has lived amongst the poorest of the poor.
Right, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much for your time and sharing those memories with us.